Right here I have a small corn patch that I just hoed. It's 4 rows. And corn and me have never really done good. I've never been very successful when it comes to growing any kind of corn. But corn is a grass from what I understand. And this is my little plot. So they're heavy nitrogen, I understand that. So over here I did put, I'll show you real quick, rabbit trail. I did plant, this is corn I planted a while back. And I put some peas next to it to try to put some nitrogen back in the dirt. But back over here, I'm just going to try to sow straight corn in these rows. I have 4 long rows right here. And since wind is a pollinator, it's not good just to plant, say, 1 long row and expect to get something. We've done that before, not really knowing what we were doing, and got nothing. No really real results at all. So today I'm fixing to try to do different. Okay, so my corn rows are right here to the right, my right. And I wanted to show y'all something. This is the corn I'm going to be planting. This is from St. Clair Heirloom Seeds, and I ordered this about a week ago, about 2 weeks ago, and I was very impressed with their quality of service and just everything. I was very, very impressed by just the information that they had on the inside, and I just wanted to share that with you. So first things first, let's start with the corn. So I ordered right there, I think it's 425 seeds of corn. And this is the golden bantam, so they're going to be, I think, the smaller little shorter ears. And I got these for like $10, and I paid like $5 shipping, so I paid like $15 for this many seeds. So I thought that was a good deal, because one little bitty pack, like yay big, that you buy is like $3 or something, and it ain't got but I think 75 seeds or something. So I thought that was a good deal. And two, they did include this right here. I thought that was very helpful too. It is like a little information guide on saving seeds, a little information guide for new gardeners if you're new to gardening. They even wrote a little handwritten note here at the bottom. I thought that was very nice. You don't really get that from companies. I think this is like more of a smaller owned business, and I'm a big fan of small business. So let's go out and support your small businesses. Support USA made things and organic things. I think that's important. So saving seeds on that side, and then on this side it talks about just the information on the company a little bit. Non-GMO. This is a non-hybrid corn that I bought. I was looking for a non-hybrid corn to buy, and this is one I came across while just looking on my phone, and it looked like a good deal, so I ordered it, and I'm happy I did. And it says, they actually sent a little thing in there too. It says, if you have a blog, website, or use social media and like our company, please consider linking us to and or leaving a nice comment about our business. So, St. Clair Heirloom Seeds, I highly recommend them. They even left another little thank you little note here. Thought that was really nice. And also, they included a free pack of the Z-Maize corn. So they did, I mean, all this was in this one little bitty thing right here. So, I mean, you're getting all this in this little bitty thing, plus what you ordered. I mean, I didn't even know I was going to get the free one. So, very happy with that. So, I recommend St. Clair Heirloom Seed Company, and go to their website, check out what they have. They have more than just corn. And on the back it even tells you how to plant, how far to space them, and everything. I'll just read it to you. Corn is a warm and hot to season annual, sensitive to cool soil. Okay. Direct seeds when soil reaches 65 to 70 degrees, and it is. plant 1 to 2 inches deep, 4 to 6 inches apart, in 20 to 30 foot rows in full sun. So it says corn is wind pollinated, so plants in blocks of at least 4 rows. And that's what we have. We have at least 4 rows. I'm working with a small space here, so that's going to work best for me. Germination should occur in 4 to 10 days. So these things are supposed to be 8 to 12 inches apart. And I'm going to go ahead, instead of thinning my seeds, like just sprinkle along the row, I'm going to go ahead and plant these about a foot apart each. And I'm going to do 2 seeds per hole just to help with germination, just to make sure I get good germination on my seeds. So let's go plant some corn. Alright, if you look at my rows, they're a little over, I'd say here, there's the row there and here's the row there. That little space is it's over a foot apart, and each row is the same, about that far apart. It's over a foot. I think that's plenty of room. Like I said, I'm no corn expert. I'm no scientist on corn, so this is just me trying this for the first time. I like to try new things every year with the garden, just to see what works better, do my research. Of course, the year always gets up on me, and I feel like I didn't do enough research, but we're gonna go with what we got and see what we get. Alright, so I'm right here, and I'm just gonna do 2 seeds per hole, just to make sure I got good germination. And I ain't measuring nothing. I'm gonna say, okay, that's about a foot. Let's do that. And we're gonna do that on our whole row down yonder. I have sown all 4 rows, and all throughout there and here. That might be a little less than a foot, but it's a rough estimate. I ain't going around with the tape measure, but you could get technical with it. But I'd say that's about a foot there. And I did that to all 4 rows. And I'm fixing to cover it up with my hoe. And you can see how I do that in just a second. So, I don't know if you can hear me or how loud I am, but taking the corner of my hoe and pulling towards me like that, like that to the side with my hoe, and just covering these up, not too deep. Like I said, I don't know how good you can hear me, but that's all I'm doing down the whole row, is taking my edge like that. Maybe you can see right here closer. Taking that edge and kind of that furrow that I built up right there, I'm just taking it and dragging it towards it at an angle like that to cover them up. And that's what I'm going to do on my whole little patch right here. My little plot is covered up now, and you can kind of see the rows a little bit better now that they're covered up. I'm kind of worried about this tree right here that's next to my garden, which the way the sun comes up, so if you look there, the sun, rises over in that direction. It comes up and goes across like that. So, I mean, the sun ain't way over yonder behind the trees and, shading out that area, I don't think. I think it's going to work fine. That's another thing. Pay attention to where, how your sun rises, where you're at, where your lay of your land is, and all that good stuff. So what I'm going to do, see all those extra, I don't know if you can really tell, but there's a bunch of extra like piles of leaves and stuff right there that I scraped off this plot because there was a bunch of leaves here. I was trying to kill off the grass, like doing a sort of a no-till method that I read about. It actually worked pretty good. You're actually supposed to let a no-till garden sit for longer than what I did, but again, I'm working with what I have, the time I have. So what I'm going to do is in between, so there 1, 2, 3, 4. In between these rows, I'm going to take and put as many leaves I can in these rows that I scraped off without covering up my rows too heavily. So that's what I'm going to do right quick. I've read about it, and I've read that your dirt don't like to be bare. It likes to be covered as much as it can be covered. As far as the moisture control on this, I had my head down if you can hear me. But that's what I'm gonna do this whole thing. Just in between my rows, put as much of these leaves in as I can, without squishing my rows down too bad. Covering them up, I mean. You want to try to hold as much of that moisture in as possible. So that's what I'm fixing to do. This is what we're looking like. We got all of them covered up now. You can kind of see just a little bit see our rows. I didn't put, let me go a little bit closer. You can see I didn't put no leaves like, that ain't nothing. I gotta pull him up. You gotta come up. I didn't put nothing like on top of this because I wanted to come up without any kind of trouble trying to get out the ground. I did that to all four. But you can kind of see like where I put the leaves and stuff. I hope this helps. I know it's going to help with moisture, and that's what I want. I know it's going to help with weeds, and that's what you want too. Again, a big thank you to St. Clair Heirloom Seeds, and go on their website, order you some corn, and stick it in the ground. Give her a try. Get out there and get your hands dirty.